Hello, and welcome to another episode of Technique Triage, where if you have any sort of questions about any of your technique, anything remedial, something doesn't feel right, these videos are designed to help you diagnose your own problems and maybe help diagnose other people's problems as well if they need help. So today we're going to be talking about left hand placement and the way that our fingers place on the instrument. So to start, take your left hand and hold your instrument in your right hand, nice and secure grip. Take your left hand, shake it out nice and relaxed. And when you shake out your hand and lift it up, you should find a little bit of a curve here where your thumb and your hand are. This nice shape is almost the perfect hand shape for our left hand. We want it nice and relaxed with no tension. So we shake out our left hand and we hold it up and we kind of bring our elbow towards ourselves. That's going to be the ideal hand placement. So now, to bring the instrument to our body, let's take our left hand and we'll take our hand, the curve of our hand, and we'll put it in what's called the saddle right here. And we're going to cover the imaginary space here on the instrument. So imagine that there's a dot right in between the bridge and the nut of the instrument, right about here, halfway, right in the middle. So if we take our left hand, we call that the high dot. We're going to cover our high dot. And now, using that, we're going to bring our instrument to ourselves. So when we place the instrument down, we're going to make sure that it lays right on our shoulder, and our left jaw is going to sit nicely on the chin rest. While this is called the chin rest, we do not want this right here, actually on our chin. So it's a little bit of a lie, but we really want it on the side of our jaw. So once we're covering the chin rest with our jaw, we have a nice relaxed left hand. So now that we have this set up, we want to make sure that our left hand setup is the same. So if you want to hold the instrument with your right hand, or have someone else hold it as with you, take your left hand, shake it out, make sure it's nice and relaxed, and when you bring this up to yourself, this hand shape should fit nicely to the violin. So our points of contact with our left hand are very important here. So the 2 points of contact are going to be right here at the base joint of our pointer finger, and right here on the base knuckle, not the base knuckle, the first knuckle of our thumb. These two are going to almost suction to the fingerboard, and they're going to stay attached even as we slide up and down. So imagine that they stay attached and they move up and down with the rest of the fingerboard. So if we bring our violin back to playing position and we take our hand, shake it out nice and relaxed, these two portions just suction straight to the points on our fingerboard. This is exactly where our hand should be. It may vary for different people, but this is just generally about where we want to have our left hand. So the rest of the fingers need to stay nice and relaxed, but we also need to make sure that they curve down to the right position on the instrument. So the direction our fingers face is also very important. We don't want the nail, we don't want flat fingers either. We want the nice little fleshy part on the tip of our finger, that's all the pad of our finger, the very top. That's what needs to play on the instrument. So when that faces us, our nails on each of our fingers should be facing us. So when I place my first finger down, the first finger faces towards me as I'm playing the instrument. So if you imagine I drew a little face with googly eyes on my pointer finger, when I put my first finger down, I should be looking directly at where my fingers are, and they should be looking back at me. The same thing happens for our middle, our ring, and our pinky finger. I should be able to look at all of them and then look back at me. As the fingers go down to our pinky, I make less direct eye contact with them, but I should still be able to see them. So if you'll notice, my pinky curves outwards just a little bit, but that's okay, because that's the way that our hand is naturally framed. So now that our fingers are in the right place, we need to look at our wrist. So when our wrist goes on the instrument, we want a nice straight line from the top of our fingers all the way down to our elbow. We don't want any of this, and we don't want any of this. These are both very bad. This is a very common problem that we see with new players. We just call this the pizza hold. So if you imagine a waiter is coming down and bringing the pizza to the table, they have this flat wrist to hold the tray, right? This is the opposite of what we want. We want nice and straight, as if you're giving someone a firm handshake with your left hand. Hand is nice, straight, all the way out. So when we bring the instrument back to our playing position, make sure the wrist is nice and straight and the fingers should all be facing you. Now, as far as where the fingers go, some people will have finger tapes for their first, second, third, and fourth fingers. I don't anymore, but I did grow up using finger tapes. Finger tapes can be very helpful tools to help you know where to place your fingers as they go down. So when you place your fingers on the finger tapes, we're making sure that we're using the nice, fleshy parts on the pads of our fingers. So when you're in playing position, a nice exercise that you can do is hold the instrument up, and you can simply go putting your first finger, second, third, fourth, look in the mirror, check to see your wrist, make sure that everything looks nice, and then lift off your fingers. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you can also do it backwards. So start with all of your fingers down for 4, go 4, 3, 2, 1, nothing, and go back to fourth finger. Your pinky finger is your weakest, so the pinky finger is going to take a lot of extra exercises and strength to make sure that it can hold up with the rest of your fingers. So even something as simple as holding your instrument up and lifting and removing your pinky finger is a valuable exercise to help build the strength that you need in the pinky and in the general muscles to hold up your body. So any exercises lifting and placing your fingers down on the instrument are going to be very helpful at this stage. And that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching.